college basketball is better than the NBA right now. That is according to Jay Williams down below. I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy that we are here, yo. Remember a few years ago when Caitlin Clark was in college basketball, in women's college basketball? Remember you had Angel Reese, you had the South Carolina women's basketball team. And remember we were saying, y'all, that the women's product is better than the college men's basketball product. The LSU, Iowa national championship game got more views than the college basketball national championship game. And it's crazy right now because college basketball has elevated since that point. Not coming for women's college basketball. I love women's college basketball. I'm just simply pointing out the fact of how much the college basketball game has grown. And now we're seeing takes like this, that the product is better. Top 15 matchups. The games are on the line. Better players are playing in the game. And Jay Williams ain't wrong. We got the best freshman class probably in the history. Abeka Okuri, AJ DeBonsta, Darren Peterson, Tunde Yusufa, Kingston Flemings, Braden Burries, Koa Pete, Caleb Wilson, Cameron Boozer. I mean, the list goes on and on. Nada Mint, Michael Brown. And he's 1,000% right. We have a whole different product than what we've had in years past. And it's made the game so much more fun to watch, right? Because you know you have the bubble, you know you have the tournament, and things you have to qualify for. And like I said, coming into this year, the ACC is so much better than it was last year. It's such a deeper conference. We just seen Miami beat North Carolina, who's a really good basketball team, who beat Duke and handed them just their second loss of the season. So it just goes to show you, to me, I agree with him. The product is so much better. And Jeff Goodman said this best as well on his take. He said the NBA has so many bad teams right now and tanking. It's obviously a longer season with far more meaningless games, 100% true. Every game matters in college hoops, and there is more talent than I can remember due to the money. He's 1,000% right, and that's why you're seeing pro players, G League players, professional players want to come back to college because the product, one, is so much better, and two, you can get paid a lot more money than before. It ain't all about the chips and all about the money, but it has helped, obviously, college basketball product, which a few years ago was kind of in the gutter, was not very good at all. People were clamoring and wanting to see more women's college basketball and other sports than college basketball. So it's crazy to see this obviously change in the landscape in just a few short seasons. But to put it simply, people just care more about college basketball. And like I said, the talent in the game in, game outs are so much more better, and it's so much more complete now. Like the level playing field, it's so competitive, and there's so much parity in the sport. Any given night, somebody can go down. You look at the Big 12 and all their great teams, the Arizonas, the Kansases, the Iowa States, right? Big 10, you're looking at the Nebraskas, the Purdues, the Michigans, right? All good teams. The ACC is loaded this year. Virginia, North Carolina, Duke, Clemson. The SEC, you look at obviously Kentucky, Florida, Arkansas. It's completely loaded, y'all. So, like I said, with Jay Williams, I know his takes ain't been the best recently, but this is a pretty good take, and he's 100% right. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, before I was so in tune with the NBA, like, I would literally come home and watch a game regardless of whatever I had going on. I would watch the late night game at 10 p.m. I would watch the 7 o'clock game if I could to check out. But it's not entertaining. It's not fun to watch right now. And I don't know what they could do for the product. They're gonna have to figure something out because and it may be actually shortening the games. It may be going from 82 to 50, right? To make it where players are playing more, to make less wear and tear on their bodies. Because you think about it, you go on a finals run, you go play 82 games. Let's say everybody's not doing that, by the way. But let's say that you are. Then you have to go through the postseason, right? Let's say you play in 3 7-game series before the finals, right? That's 21 games, including the finals, or before the finals. 21 games you've already played, right? So you're already over that threshold of over 100 games you've played, and then you count the finals. And then you restart back up pretty soon with camps and all that stuff, like, September, and then getting into obviously fall camp in October. So it's a lot, and I know why the NBA does it. The NBA, obviously, they want more, or they have a lot of, like, partnerships and brand deals and all that good stuff. So, like, those 82 games brings in more revenue, which I 100% get. And credit the commissioner, he's trying to do some things, like the in-season tournament and all that good stuff. But at the same time, like, the product is just not fun to watch. And, coming in the coming years, you have talent all over, European talent, right? We know about Wemby, Luka, Nikola Jokic. This upcoming year, you're going to at least have 10 to 12 freshmen that are elite. That's going to make it fun to watch. But I think you have to, like, dumb it down. And you have to make the playoffs mean something. When 20 teams of the 30 in the NBA can get in, that's not fun. The playoffs used to be a very sacred thing, right? But when 20 teams, more than half of the teams can get in, it's not no longer fun because it's like, oh, well, anybody gets in, practically, unless you're, like, the bottom barrel. So, like, they have to change that, too. They also have a tanking problem as well. That definitely doesn't help. And if you get a top pick that 1 year, you should be able to get a top pick the next year to me. So it's interesting to say the least, man. But I mean, I 100% agree, man. The product of college basketball is way better right now than the NBA. And I think the NBA could do a lot for themselves, just making it more fun, shortening down the season, going back to that eight threshold. They're looking to obviously expand into having more teams, possibly Las Vegas, possibly Seattle, 2 more franchises they're supposed to vote on the board of trustees. They're supposed to vote on obviously this summer. But if you're the NBA, go back to the 8-team format, right? Maybe you have a playing game for the 8 and 9. Okay, cool. You want to do that, cool. But don't go to where it's 10 teams. Go 8 and 8 on each conference, right? 8 Western Conference, 8 obviously on the Eastern Conference. Make the 8 seed play the 9 seed to get into the postseason. And, a 1 game or even maybe a 2 game series, whatever you want to do there. I think that would add more intrigue, and then you go into, obviously, the series and everything like that. You have to do something, but the problem with the NBA is the players make a lot of money. They don't care as much about the product of what they're putting out there, and the star players are not playing in these games during the weekday, and there are no rivalries. That is the biggest problem with the NBA right now. There are no rivalries. There are no games you like, oh, I got to tune in for this. I must and I have to watch this game. There's not that right now, and there's so many ways to watch the NBA where it makes it difficult. That's my last tangent. Like, you look at the NBA right now, before you knew, okay, Tuesday and Thursdays, I'm going to go on TNT, and I know I'm going to watch the NBA. Monday and Wednesday, for the most part, I know I'll be able to watch it on ESPN. If I don't watch it on Mondays, I know bare minimum I have ESPN on Wednesday and Friday to watch the NBA. Saturday is the ABC special. I get to watch it on there as well, and possibly even some Sundays. But now you have Amazon Prime in there. They get Thursdays and certain days. Then NBC does Tuesdays. ESPN still does their Wednesday and Fridays. It's just too much to keep up with, bro. And I understand the NBA wants to get different coverage and a lot of different people. And I ain't saying their coverage is bad. I mean, Amazon Prime and obviously NBC is pretty good. I'm not going to say that like it's not good coverage. But it's so much to keep up with. And then for a lot of us to even watch it, you have to go and get subscriptions and all that stuff. You have to make the product more accessible. You know what I'm saying? Where people and fans can watch it. And you got to have more big-time, prime-time games that are played during the week. The best of the best playing. That is how, to me, you solve your issue and how you help and really do better with your product. So we'll see if the NBA listens. I know they're trying to expand and be a global brand, which obviously they are. But if you want to continue to appeal to the people here, you're going to have to do more. It's the bottom line.